Guys, you're always looking for the next best thing. How is this going to make you feel? How is this going to make you feel so you can take the fucking right action? Most of you guys are never going to be that motherfucker to simply press the fucking trigger, to click the big red button, and then to commit yourself to executing at the highest fucking level. You're always going to look left, you're always going to look right, and you're going to see the individual next to you fucking losing, and then you're going to validate yourself with them losing, and then you're going to pretend like it's okay to lose. And so instead of actually confronting your weaknesses and eradicating it at the point of which it needs to be eradicated, you rather sit there, build up excuses, build up inflated tension, and sit there in your apathy, shame, guilt, instead of actually confront it and become that motherfucker. And so it's really the question of what are you committing your life to? And so the people who commit themselves to higher purpose will always outwork, will always outpace, will always outmatch those who commit themselves to a lower purpose. And so you have to understand that not everything is as it appears to be. Because we have to understand that as much as there is an extrinsic world, there's an intrinsic world. And when you are poor within you, well, you'll definitely be poor without you. But in the external world, it's very easy to just mask your impotence. And so most of you guys exist in inflated tension because you want to mask your impotence. And so instead of becoming the individual, that motherfucker, to unmask himself, to unravel himself, to be the individual you want to be the most auspicious, divinely ordained, to put in pain version of you, to sit there and confront every weakness in you instead of to allow it to infiltrate your life, to let life beat the life out of you. I mean, most of you guys are getting beat up by fucking life, and so you walk around like this fucking swamp cesspool. You always have this energy which is just detrimental to yourself. I mean, you guys pretend like you could actually disrespect other people, but the only thing you're doing is disrespecting your own life and projecting it at them. And so the worst people in the world, they're going to sit there and disrespect themselves and then become a walking reverberation of disrespect and self-sabotage. And then they're going to pretend like them projecting it at others is actually curing the tension. But what all they're doing is feeding that void within them to get bigger and bigger, to inflate their ego more and more, to get to the point where they can't even break the fucking pattern. You guys need to switch up your fucking patterns. Look at your routine. Most of you guys exist in a fucking subordinate routine you've been fucking accustomed to. Most of you guys never break the fucking pattern. Do something new. What are you committing your life to? Most of you guys have been watching porn for fucking 10 years straight. Most of you guys never broke the fucking pattern. You fucking slave to porn. Most of you guys never broke that pattern. Most of you guys are still in the substances, still in the bottle, still with the fake friends, still that low-level, degrading piece of shit, degenerating bitch. Most of you guys never break the fucking pattern. Become that motherfucker to break the fucking pattern. You gotta look in the mirror and you gotta actually look at your life. I mean, is that what the fuck you were born to be? That crisp ass bitch? Fuck no. And so the worst people in the world will sit there in their arrogance, pretend they know it all, and they'll never actually make the change. The best people in the world understand that, you know, what they are is not what they want to be, not what they're supposed to be. They are more, they know they're worth more, and there they go changing it. And these are the people who break the pattern, who succeed and break through. And so the breakthrough begins when you break through the pattern of the endless non-thinking, the unconscious navigation of life. Most of you guys never come to the recognition of, I need to be better, I need to do the most, and I need to become that motherfucker who breaks these patterns which chain me to mediocrity. You have to understand that you guys are allowing yourself to be enslaved, right? And so the chains, you love the chains more than you actually love freedom. You allow yourself to be enslaved. And so when we look at you being enslaved to all these impulses, you say you want to quit, you can't quit. That's enslavement. You're enslaved, right? When someone tempers you and you cannot hold your temperament, and now they have control of your emotions, they can manipulate you like a puppeteer. Well, you have to understand that that's what you're a slave to. And so most of you guys, again, will love the chains of slavery more than you love the actual freedom and the breakthrough. And so the path of life begins when you decide to break the chains of mediocrity. And the chains of mediocrity is everything which takes away from your life. See, most of you guys are parasites to yourself, and then you sit there and pretend with this fake ass smile, which is hiding the void beyond it. Most of you guys sit there and pretend like that shit is not there, like that shit is definitely there. Just because you pretend it doesn't exist doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means that you're pretending it doesn't exist. And so I'm here to tell you that the worst thing you can do in your one life is be a parasite and pretend you're not. And the best thing you can do is become that motherfucker to give to yourself, to give to others, to give that energy which is needed, not just to others, but to yourself. Most of you guys pedestal people beyond you like you aren't fucking equal. The only change, the only cusp of character, the only thing that separates inferior from superior is the way you conduct yourself. And so most people go their entire life in this inferior way of navigating life, inferior in every dimension of existence. They sit there, they watch the porn, they escape all the fucking time. Be that motherfucker to confront life. Guys, we can sit here and we can formulate and we can shout and we can yell, or we could just simply tell you that you are not who you want to be, and until you confront everything within you which you suppress, you will forever die that low-level, low-grading, retrograding piece of shit. You will ever transgress. You will never actually ascend. You will descend into lower forms of yourself. You already are the lowest form. Guys, you have to become the individual to look at life and to conquer it. And if you're not going to confront the weakness of your soul, you are going to stagnate and rot and compound momentum in the drain. And so most of you guys are absolute drainages to yourself. You guys go to sleep a full night and then you wake up with no fucking energy. You guys are failing at being fucking organisms. Your pussy ass can't even be sober and fit. You're a fat, pregnant ass looking ass bitch. And so the best thing to get through your fucking head is confront that pussy before you die that shit. Most of you guys will never get to that potential and that realization of what the fuck you deserve to be because you never put in the work. The work reflects the worth. You put in the work, you're not worth shit. You're worthless. And so the best thing, again, to get through your head is to confront yourself, and we can shout and we can yell and we can cuss. But at the deepest fundamental of your existence, if you're not doing any work on yourself, you're not worth shit. And so most of you guys thought that breathing made you valuable. And this is why you sit there in insecurity, because deep down in your soul, you know you're valueless. And the only common denominator of actual value is what the fuck you produce and provide. And most of you guys don't provide shit to yourself. You're only here slaving away. So the best thing to do is to look at a fucking mirror and become a master. And it begins internally. Mastery begins internally, not externally. Instead of externally orienting yourself around escapism, externally orient yourself around escaping the chains. Peace.